Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Shri Ganeshaya Namaha Atma Swarupa Bandhugana. Here is a question. Now I will answer a few questions. One of them, in today's lecture you mentioned about finding the inner light and knowing one's self. Yeah, self is the inner light, one and the same. I am still confused on what it means to find out the inner light. That is all it means. You have to know that you are that light within you. You have to discover that light within you. And you have to eventually discover it as yourself. Okay? Your true self. Not the body-mind identified person. That is not the true self. That is the false self. So that means the life that we lead is the life of the shadow self or the false self. Very unfortunate, you know. And therefore, you should find your true self, which is the inner light. Now, of course, it is not a physical light, good. But is an example of finding the light within us, is an example. Is there an example? Yeah, it is there. Is it different for every person? It is not different for every person. It is the same light in every one of us. It is like the light in all these bulbs. Is it one light or different lights? It is one light. Bulbs are different, but light is one, right? Take the example like that. Okay? So bulbs are different, but light is one. At the cosmic level, all the stars are different, look different. But the light emitted by the stars is the same light. Something like that. Don't come back to me with some physics that the light here is getting red shift and that gets blue shift. Don't come back to me like that. Just to take the spirit of it, okay? So, it is same for every person. The knowingness, the knowing element is same in all of us. It may sound like a silly question, but I want to know what means inner light apart from our identity. Your true identity is that inner light. I took up this question first because I am going to do a meditation on it tomorrow morning. So I have answered some way the question. In addition to answering whatever answer I have given, we will see that inner light in tomorrow's meditation, first 14 to 15 minutes. So that is the reason why I have picked up this question first. Then other questions. Which is the place in India where people believe they get the 3 dream states? Can you please elaborate? There are so many beliefs in India. Every temple has its own belief. Every temple. Temples, at one time temples used to be a bit silent. The devotees used to go and worship and come back. Now it is the information yuga, like Kali Yuga they say, like that information yuga. And therefore all the temples promote themselves. Like the temples promote their rituals and invite the devotees to come in large numbers, this and that. Devotees respond also. And the temples promote all kinds of beliefs. For example, one temple promotes, if you come to our temple and visit and do this particular ritual, a big one, all your desires will be fulfilled. Sometimes they mention the desire also. If you are childless, you will get a child. Already we are 1.4 billion people on this basis only. That is how we became 1.4 billion. Child, 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 bolke, worship karke, God's blessing karke, 1.4 billion ho gaya. Now it is time to pray for the opposite. But still the prayers goes on. And then still the temples promote. We are having this Brahmotsava or this Utsava or that Utsava. Utsava is ceremony. And the temple people come out with a variety of ceremonies and special pujas. and they promote their ceremonies and special rituals by offering the fulfillment of desires. And so, for example, if you come and perform this, your desire for the children will be fulfilled. And so many people who do not have children flock to that. Like that, many beliefs they promote. And in some temples, they say, you come to darshan here, stay here for 3 days, so that in the dream, God may appear and fulfill your desire. The moment they promote it, they have to they construct big buildings where rooms are given for rent at exorbitant rates. Next town, the rate for night may be 100 rupees, but near the temple, where they have to sleep near the temple, they cannot go away and sleep. And therefore, the building that is near the temple, somebody is running it, they charge exorbitant rates. Therefore, it is mostly commerce also enters into it. Like that, there are many places. Now you want me to tell the name so that somebody will beat me in some corner, right? I'm not obliging you. You please find out for yourself. In Telangana itself, there is a big temple like that. You find out what it is. Already I have exposed myself a lot, enough of it. You find out many, not only this belief, many kinds of beliefs are there like that. There are all shades of Mahatmas, okay? There are really. Tell us the special attributes of Bhagavan Buddha. Buddha is the embodiment of truth. He is an Atmavadi, and he is a self-realized soul, and very highly revered. That is the meaning of Bhagavan. Bhagavan doesn't mean anything else. It means that he is very revered. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi is also same. What I said about Buddha equally applies to Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi, and also equally applies to Nisargadatta Maharaj. They belong to a special category of Mahatmas, the 3 names that are mentioned here. They are such a great Mahatma, so profound that other jnanis prostrate before them. Yeah, very rare to find such Mahatmas. They are there. In India, they are there. Not only in India, outside India also they are there. Mahatmas like that, they are spaceless and timeless. You should not confine them to a particular district or place or town or country, and you should not confine them to a particular time also. Kali Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, like that you should not confine. They are timeless and spaceless. Means they are everywhere, at all times they are there. I am happy that you mentioned 3 wonderful names. What happens if you don't see the inner light at all? You will be consumed by the desires and fears of the worldly life, and you will suffer to no end. I am not threatening you. I am not blackmailing you. I am just making a statement of fact. You have to discover the inner light. You don't have a choice. Your question is like, I wake up early morning, 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, without putting the light on. If I do all the daily chores, household chores, what happens? What will happen? By the time the sun comes and it becomes the day, you will hurt your head, your hand, your leg, so many hurts you will have. And then at 8 o'clock you have to go to a doctor's office also. That is what will happen. A worse thing will happen if you do not realize your inner light. Sometimes I do describe the samsara in big detail, so now I have described it in very brief way. And so people, they suffer, they are unhappy, they are bound, and they are psychologically sick, and hence physically sick. All physical sickness has its origin in the psychological sickness, and we are psychologically sick only because we are spiritually bankrupt. That is what will happen if you do not know the inner light. People lead normal life and live up to 9500 years. They don't lead normal life. God forbid, if they live up to 9500 years, that leads to senility and all kinds of problems of life. So you think that long life is happy life? You have some wrong understanding. So long life is not happy life. You prolong the life, you invite all kinds of troubles in life. Anyway, every one of us knows it. Only you make me say it, but every one of us knows it. Without knowing about it, people live in sorrow, unhappiness, and there is no joy, particularly among the old people. You see, there is no joy in their face. You can see the careworn faces of the old people. They have all kinds of complaints in every relationship. They are unhappy, and they are burdened with the memory of the past, and they are burdened with regrets and hurts and guilts, and so they live a life of dejection all the time. That is how many people, particularly old people, are. And the worthy exceptions are those who have understood a little, at least a little of the Bhagavad Gita, etc. They are the worthy exceptions. That is how it works. Are Jiva and Atma same or different? They are same as well as different. I will answer your question. You tell me, the engineer and the individual, they are same or different? They are same as well as different. He is individual. In a given context, he is called engineer. So he is both. He is an individual, also an engineer. Similarly, you are the Atma and in association with the body-mind, a live body-mind, Jiva Pranadharane. So in association with the live body-mind, you are called Jiva. In yourself, you are the inner light, which is called the Atma. You are both. It is like asking me, are you Swami TV or are you an Indian sannyasi? I am both. We know what is right and wrong. Don't assume. That is called presumption. Keep an open mind. Many times we know what is right or wrong, and quite a few times we can be misled also, and what we are assuming may be wrong also. Better to keep an open mind. And yet we sometimes do the wrong thing. How to fix this? You think you know what is right, but still you end up doing the wrong thing. You know what it means? You do not know what is right. That is what it means. Really. Because knowledge is a fulfillment in itself. That is one statement about knowledge. Knowledge, I mean understanding. Second, action follows knowledge. Okay? Suppose you see a snake, say rattlesnake, you see it. You know how dangerous the rattlesnake can be, you know it. Now, what will you do? This is bear country. You walk on Foul Stick Road, and there you may encounter a bear. You see the bear. What will you do? You know that it is dangerous to go near the bear, and still you go near the bear. You won't go near the bear. You take a step back. That is called knowledge. Whereas you say, I know what is right, but I end up doing wrong. Means you do not know what is right. So you check your right-wrong understanding. It is faulty. That's why you end up doing a wrong thing. if you see a rattlesnake, you step back. You do not take a step forward. That is called knowledge. Knowledge is complete in itself. It doesn't require any prop. It doesn't require anything else to make it full or make it complete. That is number one. Number two, action follows knowledge. Therefore, what you have is not knowledge. What you have is some funny idea of what is right and what is wrong. That is all what you have. And the idea is not the truth. Therefore, this is a classical example of the statement that I often make, that idea is not the truth. Duryodhana had the same problem. Please explain Krishna's answer here. I am not going to do psychoanalysis of Duryodhana. You already have done the psychoanalysis. I talk about you and me. Duryodhana, in the story, he had this problem, and what answer I have given applies to Duryodhana also. It applies to you, to me, and also to Duryodhana. So Duryodhana said, Janami dharmam nachame pravurtihi, janam nyadharmam nachame nivurtihi. That is what he said. This is quite often quoted. I am sure you are referring to that. That janami is as good as na janami. Okay? That janami is not a janami. Duryodhana has got some ideas about dharma and adharma. Only ideas. Idea is not the truth. And if he knows dharma, he will never violate it. And if he knows what is adharma, correctly he knows, he will never follow it or do it. But still he says, janami means you have to understand it in the right context. He has some ideas about dharma and adharma. Ideas are not the truth. Ideas are not having any value. And so he doesn't have the proper understanding of dharma. That is how you have to explain that statement of Duryodhana. Okay. He is like Hitler. Adolf Hitler, he had all good intentions about the German people. He thought German people should flourish in this world. And therefore he started declaring wars against all neighbors and all that for the welfare of the German people. Now you tell me, does he know what is the welfare of the German people or not? He doesn't know. He thought he knew. He doesn't know. German people thought during his reign that he knew what is good for them. They thought he knew. That's why many of them voted for him. A few did not vote for him also. Many of them followed him. A few did not follow him also. But then, for the sin of following him, they had to pay a very bitter price. German society, very advanced society, very hardworking people, highly disciplined people. And they were on the top of science and technology in 1930s and beginning of 1940s, where the Second World War took off. 1939 sometime it took off, but it picked up momentum in 1940-41 when Adolf Hitler declared war on Russia, USSR of those days. Therefore, he understood what is good for the Germans. That is what he thought. That is what the people thought. But finally it proves to be he did not understand what is good for Germans. And even today, the German society is burdened by that historic blunder. Even today they feel the pain of it. Therefore, that is called knowledge. That is a misunderstanding or misapprehension. That is what Duryodhana had. That is what you and me also have when we say we know what is right, but we do not do it properly. So that misapprehension we should get rid of. If you know, action follows. That is called knowing. Chalo. Did that question is answered adequately? Okay. The analogy about lighting a candle first when the power goes off is good in understanding life where the inner light is not there. Good. My question is, what corresponds to lighting of candle in the case of Atma Vichara? To know oneself, to understand oneself as the Atma. That is what corresponds to lighting a lamp in darkness. Okay? You take the body-mind to be yourself, which it is not. And as long as you identify with the body-mind, means you take yourself to be a person manufactured by the memory, the past. If I use the language, you should be able to appreciate it. I suggest you are the child of the past. As a person, you are the child of the past. You are a product of your parents' and grandparents' beliefs. That is what you are. That is how you take yourself to be. That is not your true self. You have to understand your true self to come out of this bondage of samsara. And therefore, that understanding is compared with the lighting of the lamp. The question is very valid. It is a repetition of the same question which was mentioned earlier. So, is this also the symbolism behind first lighting a lamp before we start any endeavor, or daily as soon as we wake up ready to start activities in the morning? Yeah, that is the symbolism. That is the symbolism. And the further details we will see in tomorrow morning, meditation. That is the topic of meditation. Discovering the inner light. That is the topic of meditation for tomorrow morning. And if still some doubt could be there, nothing wrong in it, tomorrow evening satsanga you can put it here. Explain the significance of the word aikyam. Aikyam is identification. Chitichhayaikyamagata. So, vrittihi, the mind modification, has acquired identification with the chitichhaya. You see, it is like this I have explained. There is mirror. The sunlight is there. Sunlight came into the room and it falls upon the mirror. Now, you cannot separate the mirror and the light that is reflecting in the mirror. They get identified with each other. Like a ball of iron thrown into fire and taken out, the ball and the heat that burns, if you touch it, the hand burns. The ball, the iron ball and the heat, they are identified. Identified means in every part of the iron ball there is heat. In every area of the heat, that is the iron ball. Like that, they got identification called tadatmyam. Similarly, the reflection in the mind stuff is there. That light, that reflection is not the mind stuff. Reflection and mind stuff, they are different. But now it is as though they are one and the same. The mirror and the light that reflects in the mirror are different. Mirror is not luminous. Mirror is opaque. Mirror is silicon dioxide. There is sand. As sand in that form, in the sand form, it doesn't reflect any light. It is opaque. But the same sand you melt, it melts. If you heat it some 1800 degrees centigrade or so, it melts. And some impurities come to the top, remove them, and pour it as a plate. You get mirror, glass. And in that glass, sunlight reflects. Both are sand only. Both are the same substance, silicon dioxide, SiO2. So, one reflects light, the other does not. Therefore, in itself, it is not luminous, the mirror. Mirror is not luminous. And if in the room, If the darkness is very 100% pitch dark, if the room is, you don't see the mirror also, because it is luminous. It is not luminous, it is opaque. But when the light falls upon it, it is suffused by the light to a degree that you cannot separate the mirror from the light, and now the mirror appears luminous. To that extent, there is tadatmyam. Similarly, the mind and the inner light reflects in the mind. The tadatmyam, the identification, is so complete that you believe that the mind knows. Mind doesn't know. It is the light that reflects in the mind that makes knowing possible. Okay? Mind is jada. That is coming tomorrow's class. We will further discuss it. In tomorrow's class we will discuss it. That is the meaning of aikyam, identification. Now you understood aikyam? This aikyam is not mathematical identity. That is different. Here aikyam is tadatmyam ityarthaha, not abhinnatvam. In the dream state, vasanas from our mind generate the dream experience. Good. In the waking state, that is coming tomorrow, okay, what are the specific elements that generate the various experiences and material constructs that constitute our world experience? Just wait 12 hours. Tomorrow morning I will discuss. That is the topic for tomorrow morning. How to better understand and then transcend the very emotional and real experiences of the world in waking state. That will not come tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning I will explain what is waking state. And you have very emotional experiences in the waking state. You are doing a big mistake. And that emotionalism, it is not wisdom. So be wise enough to dismiss the emotionalism. Emotionalism has no value. So in a relationship also, emotionalism doesn't help the relationship. It makes the relationship, it converts the relationship into some kind of a psychological dependence. Therefore, this waking state we will see tomorrow, that can wait. But the emotionalism, which is part of the waking state that you are talking of, you have to address it separately, and you have to understand that it is wrong. It is based on false thinking or misapprehension of the truth. And therefore, you better get out of this emotionalism. And in its place, you substitute love. Now, what is love? How to cultivate the love is the topic of day after tomorrow morning meditation. Okay, loving kindness meditation. That is day after tomorrow, 7 to 7:25. So what you need is love. We will do it Monday morning, 7 to 7:25. What you don't need is emotionalism. Please work on your emotionalism and try to rise above that. Okay? People are very emotional. They don't understand things properly. The emotionalism become a big nuisance. And you see, these are all emotions. The young man meets a young girl, I said many a time. Young man meets a young girl and says, I love you, love at first sight, which is good. No problem. So then he continues to say, I love you, I love you. Then they think of some engagement and go and purchase a ring. Whenever two people fall in love, the Tiffany and Company gets a customer for the engagement ring. So they purchase the ring. Suppose the ring costs $550, suppose. And he puts it before her. I want to engage. I want to give this ring to you. Now we will get engaged. She looks at it. How much did you pay for it? He said 550. Chess, postponed. Engagement, postponed. You return it and bring a better ring. Anyway, it happened like that, I know it. I have been in the knowledge of this episode, that's why I told you. So, and then anyway, you go back, give this ring. If you want to purchase a better, higher quality ring, they will take it back. If you want money back, they won't take back. So he gets a better ring and gives her engagement. Now we are engaged. Then marriage. Now we are married. And after marriage, he doesn't talk about love. After that, he talks about love. After marriage, why to talk about love? Marriage is over, you know. Now we are married. And then he stops saying, beloved or honey or whatever. And then finally, one day he says, I hate you. Look at that. Same mind, you know. Same mind, same person. Where from it started and where it ended, all of this is emotionalism. All of it. There is no love anywhere in it. And so it is no good. Enough. I have digressed. Evening, you know, after a long day. So I have repeated a story for the benefit of those who did not hear it from me earlier. Those who have heard it, they know it already. Even when I started, they already guessed what I am going to say. In the college also, the seniors used to tell us through the juniors, did this joke that physics lecturer, did he tell this joke? I said, no, he did not. He will tell soon. Then, lo and behold, in the same week that joke came. So like that. Explain further who exactly the witness Drik is. You. Who means you? Today, in the end, I told you, you are not the dream person. There is a person in the dream. Swapna Purushaha. Suppose one is a beggar in the waking state, and in the dream he is a king. That king is the dream person. Suppose one is a beggar, one is a king in the waking state. In the dream, he is the beggar. So I'll tell you a story. Satsang, you know, and a story about the dream only. I hope I'll be able to remember all of it. There was a great king, and the king, he got a dream. And when he came out of the dream, next day morning he convened the ministers and asked, which is the truth? Which is the truth? That is the question he asked. The question is that the truth? Or is this the truth? That is the question. Kim satyam? Kim tat satyam? Kim idam satyam? Like that he asked. What is the truth? Then the ministers said, now, will you elaborate it? Yes, I will elaborate. Idam I will explain. Tat also I will explain. I want to know whether that is the truth or this truth. So he explained what is tat and what is idam. You follow? So the ministers said, we are helpless, we cannot answer your question. Because the king also put a condition. If the answer is wrong, I will take away your head. These stories are like that. Maybe the kings are also like that. The despotic kings they must be. You will lose your head if the answer is wrong. So nobody comes forward to answer such a question. Then the question is spread around. Anybody who answers the question will get $1 million, something like that. If you come to answer and fail to answer properly, your head will be gone. Then one Mahatma, the name of the Mahatma is Ashtavakraha. He came forward and he told, neither that is truth nor this is truth. Then which is the truth? You are the truth. That is the story. Now I will tell you what is the dream. The king slept happily and he got a dream. And in the dream, his neighbor invaded his country and there was a battle and he lost the battle badly. Then he ran away from the battlefield for his dear life. And the victorious king sent the army people to catch hold of him, to search him out, because he wanted to put him to death. So they were searching him for him. And so he was running for his life. Somehow he managed to cross the border of the country, because within the border his life is in danger. So he crossed the border and entered into the neighbor's kingdom. And there at least he is safe, nobody will kill him. He is very hungry. And then there was one Annakshetra where they are giving food for poor people. He was in rags already. He was running for a week or more. No proper bath also. All the dresses are rags. And he was hiding also. He was not wearing the king's attire. And so he joined the queue for free food. And then by the time his turn came, the food in the vessel is completed. Generally, this method is followed even now. I know it in Hyderabad also, they practice this. They bring some amount of food, and first come, first serve, they serve it. And by the time one person's turn comes, if the food is there, they will give. If the food is not there, they will say sorry and take the vessel and they move away. So that kind of a thing happened to this king. By the time his turn came, the food is over, the person serving, he stopped, he took the vessels and went away. He was without food. Then all the people who got the food, they were eating. They finished their eating and they all threw these leaves into one heap. These things, in India, these things happen. And on that heap, some food, leftover food was there. And this man, the former king, he jumped onto the heap and tried to collect some leftover food. In the meanwhile, 3 or 4 dogs, street dogs, they also competed for the same food and they have an upper hand because they bite and all that. He could not get any food from that heap of thrown away leaves. On the other hand, he was bitten by a dog and he fell and he was rolling with pain on the ground, in the mud, by the side of the municipality waste basket. You know what it is, right? In the meanwhile, he woke up. That is the dream. He woke up and he found himself in the palace, in his air-conditioned bedroom, on a king-size bed with best possible mattresses and pillows, etc. Okay? Now his question is, Kim idam satyam, kim tat satyam? I, the king, the waking state person, and the waking state experience, is this real? Or the dream person and the dream experience, is that real? That was his question. And Ashtavakra came and told him, the dream person and the dream experience is false. If you have any notion that the waking person and waking experience is real, you are misunderstood, you got it wrong. Even this is also equally false. This is going to be the topic of tomorrow morning class. Okay? Both are false. If both experiences false, then what is real or who is real? You are real. You the witness of this experience as well as that experience. You are real. That is the druk. So I utilized the question as an opportunity to take the class a little forward. Okay? Is it the impersonal chitichaya, impersonal chit, not a chitichaya. Even chitichaya is also impersonal. Only when the doership adds, it becomes person. You are not the person. You are not even the reflection, the impersonal reflection. You are the impersonal, pure light of awareness. That is your true nature. That is the Atma, and that is universal, and that is infinite. Infinite is a negative word, means it is not finite. In English, in is a prefix which means not. Finite, infinite. Accessible, inaccessible. Okay? In chemistry, we used to call it inflammable. Oxygen is an inflammable gas. But in is a negative particle. But there it is not. Nitrogen is an uninflammable gas. That is how we have to study. We used to study like that. Then I came to America and I noticed they dropped that in. And they say oxygen is flammable. Okay? Nitrogen is inflammable. That is what Americans say. But if you say it in London, they will not agree to that. Because nitrogen is not inflammable. Nitrogen is uninflammable. So this in is a negative particle, only that much. The rest is all digression. This digression, you know how it works? Just a small piece of thread you get, go into that. That is how the digression works. Chalo, it has nothing to do with the point here. So the in is the negative particle. Finite means limited in time and in space. Infinite, sometimes more often than not they call it infinite, means which is not finite. It's a negative word. You know only finite, you don't know infinite. But then why do you say infinite? Whatever I know finite, it is not that. It is a negative understanding. Negative understanding is the highest understanding. Atma is infinite, means it is spaceless and it is timeless. It is very practical. Body is space, mind is time. Atma is neither the body nor the mind. Therefore it is spaceless and timeless. When watching the mind, and mind becomes quiet, that is true. Silence or the state of being quiet as impersonal I am, yes, still feels limited, parichanna. True, good. You be the I am, abide as the I am. I am is not the truth. I am is the window to the truth. So when you abide as the I am falls. Ayi patatyaham nija vibhanakam. Upadesha Sara says, ayi means, oh dear student, aham patati. The I am sense also falls. Falls means disappear, vanishes. And the true self shines forth. Therefore, I am is the window to the truth. So stay as I am. Be the I am. Don't be the running mind. Don't run after the running mind. Leave it alone. Be the witness and abide as the pure I am. They are all similar. Be the witness is one thing. Be the I am is one thing. Closely related. And the I am also disappears, vanishes, and you remain as the pure, impersonal being, Sat. That is another thing. All are interrelated. Okay? They are all the expressions of the same reality. In a practice, means in meditation. Good. How is this witness related to Kshetrajna? Kshetrajna is the witness. What you call Kshetrajna is the witness. Okay? The inner light, I said, that is Kshetrajna. Who is the knower or witness of Kshetra in Bhagavad Gita? Same, good. I have already answered. Kshetrajna is the witness of the Kshetra. There Jna, Janati means, so Janati means Abhichakashiti. Witnesses, illuminates and witnesses. That is the meaning of Janati. That finishes all these questions. Good. Let me make a small heap of these papers. Why should I do like that? Because my experience is, if I don't tear them off, they will come back to me again tomorrow. And so read it and verify whether it is already answered. So to avoid that issue, I made a nice small heap. We have a little more time. So, it is not a question really. We are talking a lot about desires. That is from the last camp, where there was some discussion about desires. And it made me realize that in society, losing your sense of desire is often seen as a really bad sign. Not only in this society, some of these modern Vedantists are no better. They promote desires. They say, you go on desiring things. You have to desire. There was a young lady in Chennai, the daughter of parents. The father was a clerk or something, and mother was a homemaking person. And they had this daughter. They are doing well. The daughter is studying in college. So the daughter has seen in college, her colleague friends are there, another girl who is rich. And so she got a diamond necklace. And this young lady, she saw it. She liked it. Who doesn't like a diamond necklace? Being a young girl, who doesn't like a diamond necklace? So she liked it. Then she came home and asked mother, I have seen a diamond necklace and I liked it very much. I want to have one. Please arrange for it. The mother told, no, we cannot afford it. Then the father came. The matter reached him. The girl asked him. He also told the same thing. He told a little more than the mother. Mother said, we cannot afford. Father told, shut up, we cannot afford it. You should not have such desires. This is what the father told. Then the girl told, what are you telling Dad? That Swamiji told that we should have desires. That is how sometimes the Swamiji says like that. Swamiji can have desires because he has a lot of dakshina money. Whereas simple family people cannot have desires like that. Desires are bad for everybody. Now I don't want to go into the dynamics of desire and all that. Even in Vedanta, this has become a fashion. Sri Krishna says, give up desires. Prajahati yada kaman. How many desires we have to give up? Sarvan. Partha manogatan. Look into your consciousness. Manaha is consciousness. Whatever desires are there, they come. Earlier they came, now they are coming. In future also they will come. Gata is sarvakalikaha ktaprachayaha. So, past, present and future, whatever desires arise in the mind, sarvan, all of them, lock, stock and barrel, prajahati. Jahati is enough, prahi has put. Shankara explains it. The prahi explains something like, not only give up the desires, you give up the tendency of desiring also. That is what Sri Krishna says. Now the Vedantins come and say, the modern Vedantins come and say, you can have your desires. It is a disservice to the people. Because you need not encourage people to have desire. They have plenty of them. And they are already suffering because of those desires. They are paying a bitter price. They are quarreling with each other because of their desires. So now you come and say you can have more desires. Very sad. So it is not the problem with not only samsaris, it is the problem with some of these immature, half-baked Vedantins also. You put words in my mouth. Now I am regretting why I said all those things. While saying I am not a person, and after saying is over, I become a person again. It's a kind of a hide and seek kind of a thing it is. Chalo, that is over now. So, like you are unwell or depressed, suppose you are not having any desires, you are depressed, you are not well. Look at that. Suppose I do not eat junk food, suppose, means I am a sick person, that's why I do not eat junk food. What a wonderful conclusion these people have got. It is a wrong conclusion, okay? I do not eat junk food because I know it is not good for health. I do not eat sweets, I do not eat ice cream, etc. Just a little taste only. They put something, just taste and leave it alone. Not because I am unwell. Of course I am unwell in a few respects. That is different, but not in this regard. So, it is all misunderstood. And you don't care for what people think about it. People, suppose they think that you are depressed, you are blessed. Because they leave you alone, you can remain alone and you can continue your studies. Okay? So somebody told me, "Hey Swami, where do you live?" I said, "I live in Secunderabad." "Oh, you live in Secunderabad? Nobody seems to know that you live in Secunderabad." I said, "That is a great blessing because I am comfortable, I am safe, I am not bombarded by all the people who want to come and have darshan and namaskar and all that. All this rigmarole of the pranams, this and that, I am free from it, I am blessed." That is what I say. Therefore, people consider you jadaval lokam acharet. That is Mandukya Upanishad, an advice by Gaudapadacharya, the great Acharya. So, his advice is, appear, lokam uddishya acharet. Appear like a dumb guy before the public. Hide your virtue. Just be like a dumb guy before the public. You don't seek recognition or reverence and all those things from the public. That is the advice given to the sannyasis in particular. Yeah. In the present day, I am selecting your questions now because time is less. It's a long day for all of you also. What is Nitya Karma for women? Nitya Karma is same for all. What is duty? Nitya Karma is a daily duty. What is for women, it cannot be something separate, you know. Whether it is men or woman, there is a Nitya Karma. Suppose the woman happens to be a house-making person, then her Nitya Karma is to make the house, to help the husband and children. That is her Nitya Karma. And suppose the woman is a working woman, then she shares the burden of housekeeping along with the husband. Like I cook, you wash dishes, something like that. And then she goes to work also and will do the job there sincerely and comes home. And then share the money. So double income, you know, and utilize it for the welfare of the family in close association with each other. That is the Nitya Karma. So that is the Nitya Karma for the man also. So depends upon the context. It is not about a woman or man. It is not about housekeeping person or a job person. In every given context, People are aware of what is their duty. They know what is their duty. They have to ask the question, what is my duty? They will get the answer from within. Now, whether they fulfill it or not, that depends upon their ragadvesha. Otherwise, a duty for all of us is very well known. If woman is unmarried, is Nitya Karma different? Of course it is different. Yeah, you go ahead.
Nitya Karma for men means the Trikala Sandhyavandana.
That is not Trikala. Dvikala is good enough. Originally it is Dvikala. Later it became Trikala. Anyway, that is the point. That is the Nitya Karma. Yeah. That is Nitya Karma not only for men, but also for women. When the sun is rising, you invite the sun with a prayer. Prayer means not Trahimam Pahimam. The prayer means Tatsaviturvarenyam, that kind of a prayer. And then sun is setting, do the similar thing. Nitya karmas are very simple, always they are simple. The Kamya karmas are elaborate. And so Nitya karmas do not burden anybody. Just you have to pay attention, and it is 3 to 5 minutes job it is. And it makes you feel very fulfilled and happy also, if you know what you are doing. Therefore it is common for men and women, the Nitya karma, Pratah Sandhya, Sayam Sandhya. I do know about Madhyannhika Sandhya. There was some discussion about it. I have a feeling it is part of the proliferation of ritualism. Madhyannhika. Prataha Sayam. It is Vaidika. It is Dvir Juhoti, Dvir Bhungte. If woman is unmarried, is Nitya Karma? Of course it is different. As the marriage, before marriage and after marriage, Nitya Karmas are different. Before job and after entering the job, Nitya Karma becomes different. Before retirement and after retirement, Nitya Karma becomes different. Nitya Karma is based on your station in life. If station changes, Nitya Karma also changes. But as our friend suggested, the morning, evening Nitya Karma is common for all people, irrespective of gender and irrespective of station of life also. It is common to all. The other things will differ depending upon the context. But this particular thing doesn't change. Gayatri, the rising sun and Gayatri, setting sun and Gayatri, that is universal. Not necessarily for Hindus only. Even non-Hindus can practice it because it is not religion, it is spiritual. Isn't performing a puja wanting protection? Should one stop performing, otherwise it feeds into the fear? I don't know about it. I have a feeling as long as you seek security, that is the question, fear and all that. As long as you seek security, please listen carefully. Can I say? Yes. Are you attentive? Yes. As long as you seek security, prayer or otherwise, people seek security with money. People seek security with near and dear. I get married, I have children, now I am secure, like that. People seek security through job. People seek security through family and society also. And people seek security through religion and belief systems. They are always seeking security. Now it is about seeking security through prayer. Now, what I say applies to all situations, not necessarily to prayer or puja alone. Now I am saying, as long as you seek security by whatever means, including pujas and prayers, can I say? Yes. As long as you seek security, you remain insecure. Okay? Om Purnamada Purnamidam.
Hello. Has anybody lost their phone? It has Sita Ram Hanuman on the screensaver thing, wallpaper, and it's when you ask the phone, "Who's this?" It says it may belong to Guru. I don't know whose name may have Guru in the name, but that's if you know someone who's missing a phone, I'll have it back there, or I don't know what, if we can leave it. It was at the office, I guess. Okay. We think it was found in the temple.